Yo guys, Blitz here, back with another video, and today we'll be showcasing you guys the major changes to Siege X and the new Rainbow Six Siege X update. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this update. It is a pretty crazy big update, biggest update in like forever. So first thing here guys is dual front. So basically dual front, kind of self-explanatory. It's the new game mode, but the title kind of explains what exactly it is. It's a two-front war basically. You can either choose to, so basically the red side is the side you got to attack, the blue side is the side you got to defend, and you can either choose a side front lines defense or front lines attack, and while you're pushing them, they're pushing you, and basically you push one building at a time, and you got to plant the bomb, wait the time, and then plant the next bomb, and then the first one to plant the bomb in the home base and have it go off is like the winner. And it does last like a significant amount of time. It's like a 20-minute match or whatever. It is 6v6. You can do attack and defense operators, but they don't have all the operators, so hopefully they have your favorite operator and you guys can dive more into that. But the next thing here is the ban phase. So they did actually update the ban phase, kind of crazy. So the first round, you guys, if you're on defense, you can ban one attacker. If you're on offense, you can ban one defender. And then that's how it just starts round one. So you just start one for one, just ban one each. And then going into the next round, after you do that ban, you get to ban one every round. You get to ban one of the opposite as you continue to be defender and attacker. So basically, what this kind of opens up is like more target ban. If you see someone doing crazy with Ash for the first round, you can be like, well, I don't want Ash anymore, so you can ban her the second round. So it's pretty crazy the amount of strategy this kind of opens up. But then the craziest thing about it is when you guys flip sides, it completely clears the ban, so nobody's banned anymore, and it completely resets to where you get to ban one of the opposite and they get to ban one of the opposite. So it's kind of interesting how that works now. So I guess if you have an attacker that you want to get banned, it doesn't always mean that it's going to get banned when you're attacking. So I guess that's kind of good if there's attackers you like to use. So it's kind of a cool little thing in the game now. And the next kind of major thing that they've changed is Clash can now place or shield. This is like one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. It actually can block off a door pretty well. So it is pretty crazy. Usually Clash cleans door shield pretty well, but now she can kind of have freedom and kind of freestyle around the map. So that's kind of a cool thing. They also completely changed the way she looks. You know, she's no longer bald anymore, so that's pretty crazy. So the next thing they kind of changed is the main menu, kind of like the whole main menu navigation. And it kind of goes without saying, I guess, because it's a completely different game now, or a completely new game now. So they kind of have all the like the battle pass sets that you can fill out to have different cosmetics and stuff unlocked, and they kind of move stuff around a little bit. So you might take a little bit to kind of see where stuff's at now. You kind of have to dig a little bit deep to go to your packs. You have to hit R1 3 times or whatever console you're on, whatever button that is to cycle through the tabs, and then of course you have like your level and stuff like that, and your rank, and then your statistics. That's kind of a newer thing that they've added. You can kind of dig a little bit deeper into your statistics, how many rounds you played with certain operators, and what's your win rate with using those operators. And then another major thing that they've added that I think is pretty major is they've added a Pro League tab that kind of goes more in depth and shows you the schedule of upcoming Pro League events, and you can kind of like follow different teams. And there actually is a lot of teams to look at here, and the tournaments do look like they're pretty big, a lot of different tournaments to follow. So that's kind of one thing they didn't really have before. I know they did kind of have a little bit of stuff about Pro League, but this kind of just like strengthens that connection, kind of builds that community a little bit more, which I do think it's important to kind of have that community centered around the game and kind of have that more strengthened relationship. So it is kind of cool to be able to see this and be able to kind of follow teams differently. So one of the craziest things they've added, one of the biggest major things they've added is you can actually, different rappel navigation where you can turn around corners here. You guys saw me just turn around the corner. So basically you just press X when you come up on a corner, and you can turn around the corner. If you're on Xbox, clearly you press A, and then I don't know what that button would be on PC, but you press that button. And then they also changed how you fall downward on the rappel. It's a little bit slower than what it normally was. And then the next major thing they've added is they've added these destructible items around the map, like this fire extinguisher. They've also added these red pipes that you can destroy that kind of blow up. But basically, you can just kind of destroy these items. The fire extinguisher is basically a smoke bomb, and then the red pipes just kind of blow up the fire. So that's kind of cool. The next major thing that they've added is they've updated the lighting on a lot of the different maps. If you guys see on the map vote phase, when you're banning a map, it'll tell you which maps are updated. It'll have a small, just updated in the corner, the bottom corner of the map. Just say updated, and that would tell you what maps were updated lighting. So you guys can kind of check those maps out and run around and kind of check it out. You guys can kind of see here, I'm kind of checking out the new lighting of Cafe, Doshi, Sophie, Sky. So And then the next kind of crazy thing they've added is the level has changed. The leveling system has changed. I was like level 200. Now I'm like level 328 after the update. So pretty crazy. They kind of like added, they kind of just gave everyone bonus levels, I guess. I don't know how exactly it worked. They also added a badge system and stuff like that. So I got a bunch of badges for playing the game for like years. So that's kind of cool. You also do get a bunch of rewards. I got like 50k renown for the bonus levels they gave me, so that's definitely something worth checking out. Maybe you guys can download the game and get your bonus renown and get some bonus rewards. So that's kind of cool. You haven't played the game in a while. The next crazy thing they've added that gives us some hope is the communication wheel. This gives us some hope to communicate with our ranked randoms. We can maybe dive a little bit deeper in what we want them to do, and maybe they'll understand what we're saying. We can only hope. I know it's a long shot, but this might help playing with randoms a little bit better. Possibly, I know there's like no hope in that whatsoever, but we can only hope that this will actually help a little bit in that regard. And then the next crazy thing they add is you can actually showcase your weapon or showboat your weapon, whatever you want to call it. This is pretty crazy because I know a lot of people like to do this, especially if you're going for like a cool kill cam or something, or maybe you just have a cool camo you want to show off or something like that. Maybe you're trying to make a YouTube thumbnail. Basically, use hold triangle to do this weapon swap thing on the PlayStation. So I'm guessing you hold Y on Xbox, and then I don't know what that button would be on PlayStation, but it's pretty cool. You can pull off some pretty crazy kill cams. You can also aim down sights to cancel it mid thing, so that's kind of cool. So that's basically the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed Siege X so far. Let me guys know what you guys think. Leave a like down below if you want more Siege X content. Maybe comment what kind of Siege X content you want, and hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.